Hello everyone, Tom with Cape of Feathers. Today I'm going to talk about some cool cover songs. I picked out 20 on my list. I'm going to start off right now with 1979's What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding by Elvis Costello and the Attractions off Armed Forces. This song was originally written by Nick Lowe. He also produced Armed Forces, so it's kind of fitting that he produced a song of his own. All came around full circle. So What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding was originally done by Brinsley Schwartz, the pub band that he was in back in the 70s. They have some pretty good albums, one being Silver Pistol, being really good. But What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding is off their final album. I forgot the name of it. But yeah, Costello covered it, and it's just like a cherry on top of already a perfect album. It's just so forceful and uplifting. Fantastic. What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding, written by Nick Lowe. Recorded with Brinsley Schwartz, redone by Elvis Costello. Another song written by Barrett Strong from the Motown era. They're one of their first singles they ever released on the Motown label, Money, That's What I Want. I love the Beatles version on With the Beatles. It's also on Meet the Beatles. Actually, no, it's on second album, Beatles' second album as well. The American version, but I was listening to this the other day, and I got to say it's just one of their greatest covers, along with Twist and Shout. John's vocals are just in early prime condition, just belting it out with all the passion he had at this point. And the backup vocals are great. The whole production, it just rocks. And that outro with Lennon screaming is just pure rock and roll. Fantastic. Money, That's What I Want by the Beatles. Another great one written by George Gershwin in 1935. A lot of people have covered Summertime, but I've always loved Janis Joplin's version on Cheap Thrills. Wow, the way she phrases things and just puts her own stamp on it. Just amazing performance, and with Big Brother behind her, adding those little cool guitar licks. Yeah, just sends a chill down your spine, her version. So Summertime by Big Brother and the Holding Company, sung by Janis Joplin, written by George Gershwin. Another great one is written by Clint Ballard Jr., and Dee Dee Warnick was the first person to record the song. A lot of people have done it, even Elvis Costello, but I love Linda Ronstadt's version of You're No Good off the Heart Like a Wheel album. Such a great production. Just about, I mean, she's one of the great interpreters of song, let's face it. She could sing anything and it sounds amazing. So many great cover songs she's covered over the years, but I love You're No Good. I love the guitar on it, the production. It's just really great. The backup singers. So that's another one I dig. Another one written by Toots from Toots and the Maytals, Pressure Drop. Great song off the Funky Kingston album from '73. But the Clash do a really killer version on the Black Market Clash mini album here, mini EP, released in '80, I believe. Great version. I remember hearing it on the radio back in the day, and it just rocks. Just rocks. They put their own stamp on it. Love the guitar work from Mick Jones, and just the whole upbeat nature. They kind of make it their own on this album here. So yeah, Pressure Drop, recorded in '79 by the Clash. Originally recorded by Toots and the Maytals from the Funky Kingston album. And of course I had to throw this in. This is originally written by Bob Dylan from John Wesley Harding. The song is called Along the Watchtower. Jimi Hendrix version pretty much takes it to a whole new level. This came out in 1968 on Electric Ladyland. The original version was off John Wesley Harding by Dylan in late '67, early '68. But yeah, Dave Mason starting it off with the acoustic guitar, Hendrix coming in. It's just a masterful cover, and we've heard it a lot, and it's a staple on rock radio today. So yeah, I still love it. All Along the Watchtower, written by Bob Dylan, performed by Hendrix. Another great one written by Tim Hardin, I've mentioned a few times on the channel, but I think Rod has a definitive version of Reason to Believe. Such a great version, where the piano starts and you've got the fiddle in the middle and all that. Great. This is Rod at his best, in my opinion, this era, 70, 71. And his version just really, again, kind of takes it up a notch from Tim Hardin's version. Tim Hardin's version is good, but Rod's version is, I think, the definitive version of that song. It's fantastic. This particular version on Every Picture Tells a Story, awesome stuff. Now, the Byrds did a lot of Dylan covers, Mr. Tambourine Man, Chimes of Freedom, etc., etc. But one of my absolute favorites is My Back Pages of Younger Than Yesterday. What a great, great uplifting chorus. Those harmonies, those Byrds harmonies that are just amazing. Completely did it their own way, unlike Dylan's version on Another Side of Bob Dylan. That's all acoustic, and his voice is a little nasally and annoying in that version sometimes for me. So I go to the Byrds version, which is fantastic. So My Back Pages, great cover song from the Byrds from Younger Than Yesterday. A song written by a power pop band called The Nerves in '78. Blondie kind of made it their own on Parallel Lines. Hanging on the Telephone, great lead-off track for this album. They really put their own stamp on it. It's fantastic. Rocks, the way it kicks in with Debbie Harry's voice, and I don't know, I love it, love it. This album came out in '78. Parallel Lines, the track Hanging on the Telephone, originally performed by The Nerves back in '78. Now, Robert Johnson has made a huge impact on rock. A lot of great cover songs over the years, over the decades, performed by a lot of different artists. I've always loved Love in Vain by the Stones off Let It Bleed. I think that is just a killer version with some great slide guitar. I believe Mick Taylor's playing on that, playing the slide, but just they really, really give it that real kind of Delta blues vibe. Stones here kind of pretty much at their finest. Love in Vain, written by Robert Johnson on the Stones' Let It Bleed album. Another great one, I love Smokey Robinson's version of Tears of a Clown, but I think the English Beat did a pretty good version of it back in '79 on I Just Can't Stop It. They also did a version of the song called Can't Get Used to Losing You. I think Andy Williams did a version of that, and that's a great version too. But yeah, Tears of a Clown, they kind of rework it in this kind of ska fashion, and it works really, really well with the rest of the content on this perfect album. So the English Beat from I Just Can't Stop It, their version of Tears of a Clown by Smokey Robinson. Mose Allison, great, great artist, passed away maybe 5-6 years ago. Wrote a lot of great tunes. A lot of people covered his material. Love the Who's version of Young Man Blues. And this is the version I like on the Kids Are All Right soundtrack. I forgot where it was performed live. I like the version on Live at Leeds, but this one has even more impact and feedback and explosion. I always love this version on Kids Are All Right. Young Man Blues, written by Mose Allison. Fantastic, fantastic. I don't know if this is still in print, but if you have not heard this album, this is one of the best Who live albums featuring tons of different performances and really killer performances from throughout their heyday, like their Woodstock performances and Rock and Roll Circus doing a quick one. But yeah, Young Man Blues off Kids Are All Right, written by Mose Allison. Another great one by good old screaming Jay Hawkins. I love Creedence Clearwater Revival's version on their first album of I Put a Spell on You. Love the guitar sound and John Fogerty's voice, that belting, so good, so good. Another great song by that was covered, I think the first time I ever heard it was by the McCoys, which featured Rick Derringer. But I love Bowie's version of Sorrow on the Pinups record. Love this version, fantastic. Gives it his own Bowie-esque flavor. Never heard it, check it out. Also check out the McCoy's version, that's really cool too. So Bowie's version of Sorrow is another fine one. When it comes to Beatles covers, I don't like a whole ton of Beatles covers. I think it's kind of hard in certain ways to redo those songs and really find some magic in those, but I've always loved Susie and the Banshees version of Dear Prudence. This is off of Best Of here. Yeah, it's just the way they do it, very gothy, and it really has a vibe. Really dig it. Dig that version. Another great tune was written by the Bee Gees, and a song called "How Can You Mend a Broken Heart." I love Al Green's version. This is on a Best Of compilation here, More Greatest Hits. Back on January 1st, 2000, I saw Al Green. What a way to kick off the century, right? Saw him at the House of Blues, and he did a really soulful, just great version of How Can You Mend a Broken Heart. Fantastic. I love the Box Tops version of The Letter, but I think I even like Joe Cocker's version on Mad Dogs and Englishmen a little bit better. It has such a wallop to it, you know, with the brass in the back and Leon Russell going off in the background on his instruments. The backup singers, just so great, so great. So yeah, love this version of The Letter from Joe Cocker. There have been a lot of cover versions of Stormy Monday. A lot of blues artists have covered it, but this version by Lee Michaels off his third album is so riveting. He starts off with that Hammond B. It's just screaming. His vocals are just fantastic. If you've never heard this, check it out. It's so cool. This is the third Lee Michaels album. I believe it's just him and drummer Frosty playing on it. Some really great songs on here. Heidi High, Tell Me How Do You Feel, Want My Baby. Very underrated artist from the late 60s, Lee Michaels. So check out Stormy Monday. It's just fantastic. A couple more here. So I like the Meat Puppets back in the day, back in the 80s and stuff. And when Nirvana came out and did some of their songs on Unplugged, I think they bettered their versions by a mile. There's 3 great Meat Puppet songs on Unplugged. But the one that really gets me the most is Lake of Fire, the way Kurt Cobain sings it and the way the whole band plays it. It's just really, really great. It was originally featured on the second Meat Puppets album, Meat Puppets 2 from 1984. But yeah, Lake of Fire by Nirvana or Oh Me or Plateau. Those 3 are just fantastic covers, Meat Puppet covers. Another good one too, I guess I'd have to just throw this one in there because I love this album, and the song has been a little overplayed. A lot of people have covered it at this point, but I'm going to mention it anyway. Original version was from Leonard Cohen on Various Positions, and the song is called Hallelujah. A lot of covers, but I don't think anything is more definitive than the version Jeff Buckley did on the Grace album. It's just incredible, really magical. So those are 20 that I could think of at the top of my head that I really dig. Some really cool covers. Let me know what yours are in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. Please press subscribe and we'll see you soon. Bye.